In an unexpected turn of events, the longest Citadels ever made performed extremely well, and this channel gained like 100 more subscribers in a matter of days. That's just what we needed to reach 3,000 subscribers, so thanks so much to all square root of 9 million of you who have subscribed to me. Today is the 3,000 subscriber special, a question and answer or Q&A. I don't know, I feel like I should say what QnA stands for just in case. I'll be answering you guys' questions from comments on various recent videos and community posts that I've made. Some of them are about Shark's Many Towers of Heck, my JTOH fan game, others about me, and some are just completely random. So without further ado, let's begin. What was your first obby on Obby Creator, and what did it look like? The first obby I ever made is my slot 1 with this obby ID, and it's fittingly named my first obby. It looks like this. My building skills have definitely improved since then. I played my first obby and my other early creations in Obby Creator in this video if you want to watch it. Do you play any other games besides Roblox? Mostly Minecraft only. I've made a few Minecraft videos before, but I play other games too sometimes like Geometry Dash, which I've made one video on before. I played the 2.2 update in the days following its release, but haven't played it much since then, though I would like to. I've seen videos of some pretty cool levels people have made with the new content. Will we ever be able to submit towers to your fan game? Yes, I mentioned this in my plans for the future of SMTOH. I'm excited to announce that the studio SMTOH will have community-submitted towers. I still haven't fully decided how it's going to work, but it will probably be pretty similar to JTOH's system, in which you submit a tower on the Discord server and it gets reviewed. Therefore, I will make a Discord server soon, not just for SMTOH, but for all things Roro Studios. What do you want to be when you grow up? How about I give you an evolution of Roro's answers to the question, what do you want to be when you grow up lesson? No? Too bad. Okay, so when I was much younger, I would always say video game designer. At the time, I drew levels all the time, which were basically 2D obbies meant to be like a game. I drew a lot of these and taped them on the wall in my bedroom, but since then they've been taken down and I think they're in the attic somewhere. I don't feel like going on a treasure hunt, but there's one in my room because it's taped to the bottom of one of the drawers of my dresser. Don't ask why. All of this may sound familiar because I talked about it once in this video. Eventually, I discovered a more professional way to say video game designer, and that was software engineer, so that's what I've said ever since. Although music composition has become an option for me to consider in recent years. So what do I want to be when I grow up? Software engineer. Maybe. It's not like anyone's going to question me further, at least for now. Which do you like better, trumpet or piano? Trumpet. But I did play piano when I was like 7. I've kind of been relearning piano recently though because... Hold on, I have the keyboard still on. There we go. See, because it's question... Right. I just finished a composition today, actually, and it's very epic. I still have the keyboard on. Yeah, but now I have it off. So cool. Okay, anyway, I've kind of been relearning piano, though, because I got a keyboard this past Christmas, which I've been using to help with my compositions, writing melodies, deciding chord progressions, etc. What level are you in piano? Is there an agreed-upon system for that? Maybe. Well, if it goes -64 to 328, I'd say I'm like a 89.63672682916492661, but whatever. Trumpet is still the best instrument, obviously. How did you find JTOH? I saw a person who I was friends with in Roblox playing it, and I was like, that looks cool, so I joined the game. Very epic. When are you planning to introduce the harder soul-crushing difficulties to SMTOH? Like, what rings are they going to be in? Currently, all the soul-crushing towers I've made for Shark's Many Towers of Heck, including those in Obby Creator, have been insane difficulty. I would like to build some harder towers, but I definitely think my own skill level needs to be in those difficulties before I try to accurately build Extreme Plus gameplay. But the first Extreme Tower will likely be in Ring 6 or 7. We make a video on Tower Creator Rescripted when it comes out. I don't know what that is, but it sounds like some sort of other Tower Creator game or perhaps an update to the existing game. But yes, I'll probably make a video on it since new game content plus video on new game content plus videos about game do well equals stonks. What is your SMTOH priority list after completing Tower of the Planets? Like between building Citadel of Leon Laboratories, building the Ring 4 lobby and studio, making the Ring Select, or even something completely different? Well, I think after I finish building Tower of the Planets, I'll probably do a second to last video of the series dedicated to finishing touches as well as making the legit mode and badge before making the full playthrough video. After that, I'll build Citadel of Leon Laboratories, then there will be a few videos of creating the Ring Select and stuff before beginning to work on Ring 5. By the way, Ring 4 is not going to have a lobby. From the Ring Select, you'll just have an option to teleport directly to Tower of the Planets or Citadel of Leon Laboratories. The current starting place of the game, which is just a sign and a teleporter to Tower of the Planets, this will eventually become the Ring Select. What was your experience like learning how to use Roblox Studio? Well, the first thing I ever made was the Obby, which is a Roblox game you can play under my profile. It's an Obby. Shocking, and it's really bad. But I followed some of Roblox's studio tutorials to make the first few stages, and then added more later on as I learned how to code basic stuff on my own. Then I worked on this game for a while called A Lost Existence, but then discontinued it, but it still helped a lot in learning how to code. I didn't use Studio much for a few years after that though when I was building stuff in Obby Creator, but now I'm back to making a Roblox game, for real this time. So I'll be relearning how to script things. Are you gonna add the horrific and unreal or even nil difficulties to SMTOH? No, just the official JTOH ones, so easy through catastrophic. catastrophic. How much scripting experience on Roblox do you have? Like I said earlier, I got pretty good at it from building a Lost Existence, but since I didn't really use Roblox Studio for like 3 years after that, I sort of forego a lot of things. But I'm sure I'll pick it back up as I work on SMTOH, and kind of already have. Like, remember from the Venus floor of Tower of the Planets where I was wondering how to make a button-activated teleporter that stays invisible all the time? Well, I looked at the code for the teleporters and basically took several lines of code and like rewrote them in just like standard English sentences, or at least phrases, that's basically rewording what it's doing or saying it's gonna do. And I discovered that to get the result I wanted, you need to add an object value inside the teleporter called button activated and a ray value called invisible. What's your next soul-crushing tower gonna be? Tower of Thinning Layers, a Zone 1 Insane tower. After that, probably Tower of Inevitable Failure, a Zone 4 Insane. Will you ever finish Tower of Darkening Dreams in Ring 1, assuming you have the max part limit bot? So that tower is in Ring 1 of SMTOH, and it was gonna have 2 sides originally, but then I built side A and used all the part limit I had at the time. So now this is the end. I probably won't ever build side B, even though the part limit allows for it, since this is kind of funny. But if I do, I'll probably make it super modern to contrast my old building skills with my current building skills. If that's something you want to see, let me know. What's your least favorite tower and most favorite tower that you've built, and why? My least favorite tower is probably Tower of Absolute Simplicity. It was the first tower I ever made, so it's really bad. And my favorite tower is Tower of Music Theory Mayhem. I'm really pleased with how it turned out, and I really like the different ways I represented music theory concepts throughout the tower. What is your biggest regret for SMTOH? Probably the fact that after the Tower of Superception series ended in June 2021, I was really inconsistent with video uploads for the subsequent Ring 2 videos. During the TOSC series is probably the best time my channel has ever been doing, and I feel like I could have kept that up if I didn't do that. Of course, I needed a break from making videos and stuff, but yeah. But this channel gaining like 100 plus subscribers this past week and a half alone has certainly made me feel much better about that. Hopefully this is the beginning of my channel picking back up to what it was in 2021. You can help with that by subscribing and liking the video and commenting and all that stuff the YouTube algorithm likes. There goes the clock. It's gonna chime 11 times. Ugh. So yeah, that would make me happy. Why did you move to Roblox Studio? After 3 years of building towers in Obby Creator, I felt like I was ready to move to Roblox Studio and make a JTOH fan game on Roblox. Will you grind anything harder than Tower of Thinning Layers? Yes. When I complete TOTL, that will be my new hardest tower. My next soul crushing will be Tower of Inevitable Failure, but that's a little bit easier than TOTL. I haven't decided what my next hardest tower after TOTL will be, but definitely an insane tower. I am not ready for extreme yet. What other games do you enjoy playing other than Obby Creator, JTOH, Lumber Tycoon, JTOH XL, and Superhero Tycoon? Okay, where'd you find that I play Superhero Tycoon? I think I played that once in my life, and it was like 5 years ago. But my answer to the question is Minecraft, Geometry Dash, and Portal. Those aren't Roblox games, though. Truth is, other than the Hunt event recently, I haven't played much of any Roblox games other than what I've been doing for videos. Why were you building an Obby Creator for such a long time instead of Studio? Well, it was because that's what I felt like my channel was known for. That guy who builds towers in Obby Creator. But I guess now I'm that guy who builds towers and can't go for 2 nanoseconds without referencing music somehow. Speaking of music, what inspired you to learn trumpet? My dad, he plays trumpet, so now I do too. What's the hardest soul crushing you've beaten? Tower of Difficulty chart, but that will soon be replaced by Tower of Thinning Layers. Why does dogs? Honestly, I don't know. Despite the hours I've spent researching why does dogs, I've never been able to find any answers, only more questions like, how does a wiener dog sit? Contemplate that thought-provoking question during this ad, unless the ad is slightly in the wrong place, or you have an ad blocker, or I just straight up forget to make sure that there's an ad break here. Yeah, fun fact, you can set where the ad breaks are in a YouTube video. Normally I just leave them where YouTube puts them there by default, but I'll make an exception here. Do you have any good building tips in Studio or Tower Creator you could share? Well, what I've done for several towers recently, especially the full-scale towers like Tower of the Planets, I've made a Google Doc where I sort of plan out and summarize every floor of the tower, as well as like the storyline and stuff. I've been doing that for all Citadels and Soul Crushing since Tower of Music Theory Mayhem, but I also did that for Tower of Fastidious Forensics. Even though I don't necessarily mention the Google Doc or read what I have written about the floor there, I do use it every video. What infuriates you the most when you are building and planning/thinking about what you should make into a project? Obby Creator and Roblox Studio. Well, sometimes I'm recording a video on a Thursday night to edit it Friday and post it Saturday, but then I spend like 3 hours building and realize I'm not even halfway done and I'm like, I'm tired, I want to go to bed. How did the learning curve on Studio go for you? Honestly, what helps to learn stuff is when you come across something you want to make, even if you end up spending like 2 hours researching and trying to get it to work properly, chances are you'll learn a few things more than just what you were searching for, which is of course always a good thing. Would you eat the last 100 subs? Yes, I would eat the 100 sub sandwiches most recently made anywhere on the planet. Would you ever listen to Everywhere at the End of Time in a single sitting? Seeing as how I've never even heard of that until I read this question, no. Does Generation Alpha scare you in terms of human evolution? Right, so Generation Alpha is people born between 2010 and 2025, meaning the oldest members of this generation are 14 now. So I've met people of this generation and can confirm that people being like, oh boy, this is it, we ain't making it as a species, is in fact nonsense. But what does scare me in terms of human evolution? Stanley Cups. Literally, why are people so obsessed with them? It's just a water bottle, and it's metal, so you're just gonna dent it when you drop it, or run into a wall, or get ambushed by an anti-gravity rat blimp attack. You really want to wait in a 4-hour line to get one of these? Cause that's a thing, apparently. And sure, it can survive a car explosion, but I think if your car explodes, you've got bigger problems than whether your water bottle survived. The objectively best type of water bottle is a plastic water bottle. You don't have to worry about it denting because that's inevitable and you're gonna get a new one quickly anyway. Have you seen the trailers for Tower Creator Rescripted? No. What's your favorite tower? Earlier I said that my favorite tower of the ones I built was Tower of Music Theory Mayhem. My favorite of the JTOH towers I've played, honestly I have a few favorites. Tower of Shifting Slopes, Citadel of Twists and Weirdness, and Tower of Jazz. But I mean, those are just a few that I named off the top of my head that I remember enjoying a lot. Have you ever planned on making non-Roblox content? I don't plan to make many non-Roblox videos, but I do that occasionally, although these videos tend to not perform very well. But interestingly, many of my favorite videos I've ever made are in fact the ones outside of my normal obby videos, but that of course does include some Roblox videos. How old were you when you began YouTube? 1,337 years old. Would you quit YouTube for 10,000? Is that a pound or a euro? They both look like E's. Okay, it's a pound. 10,000 pounds is about 12,500 USD. So would I quit YouTube for $12,500? No. I love making videos and don't want to stop anytime soon. And besides, I'll probably eventually make over $12,500 if I keep making videos, so it's better in the long run. Can we see the original Roro stuffed animal? Sure. Are you going to work on SMTOH Ring 1 after Tower of the Planets? No, it will be Citadel of Leon Laboratories and then Ring 5. Will Ring 1 be the same theme in Obby Creator Ring 1? No, since I won't be rebuilding it in Roblox Studio. What's the first tower? Well, in Ring 5, I don't know yet. When can we submit our towers? As soon as I make a Discord server and set up tower submissions, but I don't feel like it. Would you rather have unlimited bacon but no games, or unlimited games but no games? I'm confused what the second option is. Do I get the games or not? Unlimited would mean games times infinity, but no would mean games times infinity times 0, which is 0. So either get unlimited bacon and no games, or just no games. So I think the obvious correct choice is unlimited bacon but no games. By the way, here's a piece of bacon I ate for breakfast 2 years ago that looks like an Among Us. Assuming Tower of Thinning Layers will be your next soul crushing, when will you start grinding/streaming it? I've streamed it some before, and recently I've been playing it off camera. Well, I mean, I'm recording it in case I do end up winning it, but I'm not, like, commentating or streaming or anything. In the coming weeks, I'll probably live stream the tower some more if I don't win it off camera. Either way, I'll make a video on it when I do complete it. What soul crushing will you beat after Tower of Thinning Layers? Tower of Inevitable Failure. What was the weirdest tower you've ever played? Tower of Oblivion was the weirdest, but not in a bad way. It had lots of cool mechanics that were unusual, so they were very unique. What's your key to beating soul crushing towers? Practice them in chunks. Those chunks could be a section, floor, etc. Once you can consistently complete a chunk legit, practice larger chunks. For specific jumps that are tricky, try to find a consistent method and then land the jump a bunch of times in a row, like 5 or 10. Will you do Tower Creator requested towers like you did in Obby Creator? Yes, obviously. This comment was made before episode 1 was posted. What made you start your YouTube channel? I always liked when I would make videos for school projects, so I wanted to make more of them to post on YouTube. What got you interested in JTOH and making SMTOH? I really liked the challenge of JTOH, being an obby set inside a tower with no checkpoints. And I was playing Obby Creator a lot in 2020, and eventually decided to start my own JTOH ring, SMTOH Ring 1, to build some towers. Then I started making videos about building the towers, and here we are now. What is your favorite tower out of all the Tower Creator towers in Requested Towers? I'm gonna say Tower of Semi-Classic Cave Systems from Requested Towers 2, because that's the tower that won the highest awards so far, the 2 Video Championship. That being said, the winner from Requested Towers 3, posted on Wednesday, could defeat Tower of Semi-Classic Cave Systems in the 3 Video Championship, should that Requested Towers 3 winner get to that point. What is your next sub goal? Each one so far has basically been at thousands, so 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, etc. It works based on the rate my channel is growing at, because each of those are about a year apart at least. So probably the next goal is 4,000 subscribers, but in the event that I reach it in a way shorter amount of time than I expected, like only a couple months, which is what I would love of course, if that happens I probably won't make a big 4,000 subscriber special video like this one. However, I would probably still make a bigger video for it still, like a really hard JTOH tower, or perhaps a full playthrough of one of my own Citadels or Soul Crushings if that happens around that time, and I would call that the 4,000 subscriber special. Will you ever do a face reveal? Yes. Right now. Will you ever record other games than Roblox and Minecraft? Probably, but just single videos. The game I'd be most likely to do that for would be Geometry Dash. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? The egg, of course. Then the egg laid the chicken, and the chicken said, "The password is on fire. I need to get some rest." I love obscure illusions. But it's actually just something I mentioned less than 20 seconds ago. Did you think you would hit 3K? Yeah, I guess I figured I would reach 3,000 subscribers eventually if I kept making videos, and here we are. Yay! Are you still planning to do events in SMTOH, or are you done? In Obby Creator, I've built some events before, which are sub-realms with a couple steeples and perhaps a tower. These are the events that I've made. In the Roblox Studio SMTOH, I think I will do some events sometimes. My opinion on events in general is that I don't really like them because it just feels stressful, like, I have to finish the event before it ends right now, else I don't get the prize. But I guess there's no way around that in most instances. But if I'm the one making the event, I get to make that not be the case. I will still call them events like Christmas 2024 event, but they'll be sub-realms to Ring 5, the first ring of the Studio SMTOH. You'll be able to play the towers and get the prize forever, even after the season or holiday for which the event was made has ended. So like if I made the aforementioned event, you could still play it and earn the prize in, say, summer 2025. Events will be more like a season/holiday sub-realm release, but that doesn't sound nearly as exciting, so they're just called events, okay? Event sub-realms and other sub-realms will probably be like some of the sub-realms in JTOH, where if you complete everything, you get an in-game item. The difference in SMTOH is that you can still earn prizes from past events. What is your least favorite tower in JTOH? Steeple of Gears locked up because it's cold from April Fool's 2023. I spent so much effort trying to complete it to make a video on it, but it was so annoying, by design of course, because it was an April Fool's event. I saw that Adamir made a video on it first and got a lot of views on it, but I was still trying to complete it to make a voice commentary guide on it because maybe people would still watch that over the other guide. Looking back on it, probably not. So, what is the maximum amount of subscribers you would dream of? 999 billion gazillion. What's your favorite food? Spaghetti. My friend asked me this question for the Q&A. What is the capital of Ecuador? The answer is Pittsburgh. Actually, no, it's Equimungous. Will there be player-made soul-crushing towers in future SMTOH rings? Yes, the later rings like rings 7 and 8 will have lots of soul-crushing mini-towers like the later rings of JTOH. Some of those will be built by me, others will be community-submitted. However, there will also be full-size soul-crushing towers for each of those rings as well, one for each of them. Then will tower submissions open? I think you mean when will tower submissions open, and the answer to that is whenever I feel like setting up a Discord server. What is the plan for the custom intense tower that you are planning to submit to JTOH? Well, I'm not going to reveal that yet, but I'll give you a hint. The acronym is 5 letters including the TO, so it's TO blank blank blank. What difficulty are you aiming for on Tower of the Planets? Insane difficulty. I'm not exactly sure where within insane difficulty though, but probably at least mid-insane because much of the tower won't be over safety net, particularly in the later floors, which I haven't built yet. Because of that, the actual gameplay will be more like low intense, but I feel like the gameplay I've built so far is probably closer to remorseless or maybe even intense, and that's because it's harder to playtest jumps in Roblox Studio than Obby Creator, since if I want to make a jump just how I want it, I gotta edit it, load the whole game, attempt the jump, exit the game, make a slight change, load the whole game again, and so on. I'll definitely be sure to go back and buff the gameplay I've built so far though. Which soul crushing are you planning to beat next in JTOH? Tower of Thinning Layers. Can you make a custom client object for Tower of the Planets, which is a push box that explodes when you click the button on top of it? I suppose I could try that. I think I would make the push box model be a bunch of parts welded together, as well as a click button with a script that will unweld the parts, as well as place an explosion that deals no damage to the player. I think that would make it so the parts like explode everywhere. But I've actually made something similar to that for the unfinished Mercury Side B, in which it's an ice cube with smaller boxes inside of it, all welded together. The outermost box contains the weld constraints and is a slightly different color than all the others. 1, for decoration, so it looks more interesting, and 2, so that when you push the box off the sledge, it will hit an invisible push box destroyer that destroys the outermost box. This also destroys all the weld constraints, unwelding the remaining boxes so they go everywhere, but one of them will still hit the button. It's very satisfying. Okay, so if you had one banana and took it to the rainbow, what color is the letter N? You're good at math, so you should know this, right? So there are 6 colors of the rainbow: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Indigo is not one of them. It's a shade of purple. There are 6 letters in the word banana, so each letter of the word would be a color of the rainbow. The first N would be yellow, and the second one would be blue. Now combine those 2 colors to get green as our final answer. What will the rest of the rings look like? They'll be abstract looking like rings 3 and 4 were, but more interesting and with more color. That's all I'll say for now. What is your PC specs? Something. How old is your account? I created my Roblox account on July 26, 2014. That means in a few months, my Roblox account will be 10 years old. That's over half the time Roblox has existed. I'll make a video about that called 10 Years on Roblox on July 26, 2024, as a sequel to 8 Years on Roblox. Element of surprise! When will you show up to court for blowing my eardrums after jumping in the pit of death? February 32nd, 1337 AD. Is Ring 6 gonna be real? I think you're asking if it's, like, real within the SMTOH storyline. You'll have to wait and see. Is Ring 6 the final ring? No, there will be 8 rings in SMTOH. Will you make a Tower of the Planets Floor 5 video? Yeah, but I have a lot of work to do on floors 1 through 4, and haven't been because I've been focusing on other stuff. But I do want to work on that soon, and then I'll make the Tower of the Planets Floor 5 video. It will be Mars, the bringer of war. My name is Chris Dreamer. I'm 12 years old. My house is in the northest section of home where all the villas are, and I'm not married. I go to my mom's school as a student for Miss Alfie's science class, and I get home every day by 6 p.m. at the latest. I don't smoke and don't drink. I'm in bed by 11 p.m. and make sure to get 8 hours of sleep, no matter what. After having a glass of warm milk and doing about 20 minutes of stretches before going to bed, I usually have no problem sleeping until morning. Just like a baby, I wake up without any fatigue or stress in the morning. I was told there were no issues at my last checkup. I'm trying to explain that I'm a person who wishes to live a very quiet life. I take care not to trouble myself with any enemies like winning and losing that would cause me to lose sleep at night. That is how I deal with society and know that is what brings me happiness. Although if I were to fight, I wouldn't lose to anyone. I don't get it. What are your future plans for your fan game? Like how many rings, zones, towers, subrealms, etc. I talked about that in this video, but there'll be a total of 8 rings, continuing those in Obby Creator. When will you make more videos of you playing towers or a soul crushing? To be honest, the tower completion videos don't tend to do particularly well unless it's like a soul crushing or something. Streaming them seems like a better option, and again, we're facing the issue of I've been busy. Will you play my tower in Obby Creator? I might in a future requested Obbies video. Are you planning to add more JTOH stuff to SMTOH, like Slammo and cat therapy? Not Slammo, but possibly cat therapy. Except it wouldn't be cat therapy, but sheep therapy. Hey Roro, I join you a lot in streams and ask you a question, but do you remember Thanos' tower made in a weird way? Yes, I do. What towers have you worked on but not shown us? Not really any. Almost all the towers I've built were in a video. But there are a couple random scrapped studio towers with like half a floor, such as Tower of Unsettlingly Close Calls and Tower of Horrible Posture. There's also Tower of Questionable Life Choices, which is actually finished. This is the first tower I ever built, and it's really bad. And also the Ring 5 Intense tower I'm going to submit to JTOH, which shall remain a mystery of what it is, other than that you know the acronym is 5 letters. I built like 1 floor, but when I build it for real, I think I'm just going to restart it completely. What should I do if the imposter from Among Us tries to dox me? I really need to know because I have serious beef with him. Just unplug it. Do you enjoy more client object or purism gameplay? I would say client object gameplay because you can create really cool mechanics as well as puzzles and stuff where you take a break from the parkour for a second. It also makes commentating easier because there's more stuff to comment on than there is normally with purist gameplay. Of course, too many client objects is bad, but keeping a tower entirely purist can still be good, as long as it isn't too repetitive. Is playing requested obbies continuing? Yes, I'll still be making those videos in addition to playing requested towers. When is playing requested towers 2 coming out? It hadn't been posted yet when this comment was written, but the video was posted on March 23rd. Requested Towers 3 was posted on March 27th, and Requested Towers 4 will be posted on April 3rd. What is your favorite area in JTOH? In terms of lobby design and theming, Ring 3. I really like how it's all on one cliff overlooking everything. In terms of the towers each area has, Zone 4. I've completed or attempted most of the towers there, and they're all really fun. What is the best obby that you have ever seen in Obby Creator or Tower Creator? I wouldn't really say there's been a single best one, but for each requested obbies and requested towers video, the obbies featured in the thumbnail are the ones I think look the best, mainly from a distance. The thumbnail doesn't really take into account gameplay though, other than like the gameplay making the thumbnail look more interesting. Can you show us your sister's Citadel? I helped work on it. Sure. One of my sister's obbies in Obby Creator is called Citadel of Faint Memories, and I guess this comment was written by this builder. It'll probably never be finished, but there's a decent amount of floors you can play. This is the obby ID. That takes us to the final question of this Q&A. My sister asks us all a truly thought-provoking question. On a scale of 1 to 10, what is your favorite color of the alphabet? Circle. Well, that concludes the Q&A. I answered as many questions as I could find, so if I missed yours, sorry. But if you have any other questions for me, you can leave them in the comments and I may reply to you. I'll end the video with a question for you guys. What videos would you like to see from me? I'm always open to ideas. Comment any if you have them. You never know. Your idea might just be the video that blows up and gains a ton of views and subscribers in a matter of days. If you enjoyed this Q&A, please remember to give this video a like and subscribe if you aren't already. The next subscriber goal is 4,000 subscribers, and with your help, we could reach that by the end of the year. So with that, thanks again for 3,000 subscribers, and have a great day.